Greetings, my name is Matt Pointon. I'm a projects officer with Unionlearn, and today I'm going to review one of the 26 books selected for World Book Night 2020 on the 23rd of April. And the book that I'm going to talk about is called North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. I read this novel years ago, and I actually reread it recently, and I find it a really powerful and really interesting book. And I think even though it was published in 1854, it's still quite relevant for today, and I think that's what makes it perhaps a classic. So what's the book about? Well, it is, as the title suggests, about North and South, or namely Helston, which is a village in the south, and Milton, which is a city in the industrial north in the middle of the 19th century during the Industrial Revolution. And the story concerns a young lady called Margaret Hale, and she's the daughter of a vicar, but then the vicar falls out with the church on a matter of conscience. I think it's to do with the Book of Common Prayer. And so he resigns his very comfortable living and goes and moves up north, where life is a lot harder, and takes his family with her. And it's about her adapting from this quite idyllic country parsonage in the south to living in this grimy industrial city with all of its social problems. But even though it's difficult, with time, she begins to enjoy it and fit in there. And actually, towards the end, she has the chance to move back, and she chooses not to. The main reason for that is the other main character, which is a chap called John Thornton, and he is a mill owner in Marlborough Mills, which is a huge cotton mill. The town, unsurprisingly, is based on Manchester, and indeed Elizabeth Gaskell lived in Manchester, and she was the wife of a Unitarian minister. So one could see this as probably a bit of an autobiographical novel in some ways. What I am interested in about it, and because I work for the TUC, is one of the main themes of the novel is about social change, and it is about the role of trade unions. So what Gaskell was really interested in getting across was how terrible some of the social conditions were, and how a different culture had evolved in the industrial north compared to the south. And part of that was to do with industrial relations. And one of the main characters is Nicholas Higgins, and he is a mill worker, and his sister Bessie Higgins, who Margaret Hale befriends, actually dies due to a lung problem due to poor health and safety conditions in the cotton mills. And Nicholas becomes a union leader. He leads a strike that is unsuccessful because the mill owners bring in migrant Irish workers. And I think we can see, echoes of that today, where there are certain people in the working class who do distrust migrants because they think they're taking their jobs off them. And there are echoes of that today. But in the end, what Gaskell's message is socially is that actually working together is better, and a master that has compassion for his workers and workers who understand that, a business has to be a growing concern is the solution. So, for example, what they do is that they actually, during tough times, they have a communal cooperative within the factory where they can cook their own meals and bulk buy, which is a lot cheaper than everyone buying their own food. And that's one of the solutions that she thinks would work to improve people's lot. So that's it. It is a good novel. I'm not going to say what happens at the end, but needless to say, she and John Thornton have a bit of a love-hate relationship at times, and one wonders where that's going to go. So that is North and South. Please have a look at it. Don't be put off by the fact that it is over 150 years old, because sometimes those kind of books can be as contemporary as the ones written yesterday. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.